Hi everybody, welcome back to my new channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather, and this is my first actual video of my new channel. And in this one, I just want to say some quick organization stuff to really help, because I said in January, I always want to reorganize everything. I'm overall a pretty organized person, or at least I seem to be. My main reason I think I can do so much, like I have 4 kids, I run a day home, I have lots of stuff going on. Me and my husband are both self-employed, so if you can see behind me, I actually have 3 calendars behind me. They're for different things. I also have here, if I see on my desk, I actually have 2 different planners that I have out. This one here is a little mini one, and it's just the week at a glance. So I can just write everything down for this week, and it's a pretty good size so I don't miss it. And then I have the bigger one, just kind of broke on me just now. It's like a full month calendar. Let's see. Yeah, so it's 28 days on here. Plus it's all in color coordinating things, and it's got all this whole strip of these sticky notes. I think there's 6. Yeah, 6. So there's 6 different colors of sticky notes. Again, having things in colors really helps me also stay organized. I said I had 4 kids, so I assigned each of my kids, like in my agenda, a different color. So I've got my whole assortment of pens here. Like, I love to buy my pens in lots of colors, so I can have like each one of my kids would be assigned a color. So if I just grab, let's see, that's too purple. Just do this. So I've got, just get rid of that red because I can't see the difference in the red. But if I do this, so I've got a green, purple, orange, and blue. So if I assign each color to one kid, then I have it straightened in my notebook for appointment times and stuff. I also, what I do is I have, like I said, 3 calendars behind me. I've got these 2 calendars that sit on my desk. Plus I have a day planner that I use. Actually, I'll tell you a trick that I found that really helps, and it will save people so much money. I bought this day planner from Michaels. It was normally $50. So if you see the back, how warped and damaged it is, it's well used. In fact, it's supposed to be like a yearly calendar. What I do is I actually just use pencil, and if I can just get to one, I just do it in pencil very, very lightly, and I don't actually write I write the more important things in this one, like really important, like appointments, anything with the kids' school, like days off, out early, exam week, stuff like that. So I bought this. I said the regular price was nearly $50, but it was in the clearance bin for under 20. Now what I do is, so like, I write in pencil, and I write very, very lightly so I can actually erase it. So I've been using this day planner for about 8 years. Maybe 7 or 8 years now. I've been using this exact same day planner, because that's all I do. Is I just, I don't write big things. So like if I just turn to page, let's see, I think usually February and March are the months that the kids have more days off school, like this. So this was 2 years ago. So I've got all their days off written in this book calendar. So again, like, I'll just go over, take a good eraser, erase really good, and I can keep using it. I also have my other agenda. This one is a little bit smaller than the ones I normally get. I like the bigger ones, but with only having 2 kids still living at home, I find I don't need the bigger mom's organization calendar. I would need that when I had 4 kids going to 3 different schools. I really needed to know what school had what happening. But this one, it's got enough here, enough lines for each day, so I know what's happening. Of course, they got the weekend split on the bottom one here, Saturday and Sunday. But I have enough room here that I can write easily, like, even if I had all 4 kids home, there's enough lines here that I can give each kid like 2 or 3 lines to write all their important stuff on every day. And of course I have these little mini 2-year calendars. I like these because I keep this one in my purse, and then all I do on this is if the kids have like any appointments or no school days, like I've already got the rest of the year. Like it's the first thing I do. and this bugs my kids, but it helps me stay organized for the year, is as soon as school starts, you're given the school calendar, like all their days off. Now, there might be a misprint here or there, or they might change some stuff, but for the most part, it gives you a good glance of when all their breaks off, like PD days, Easter, Christmas, any other days off. Like semester break was a new one I had to learn when my oldest hit grade 9. You know, like they have exam week and semester break. So that just really helps me, so I know what's coming up for the whole school year. So I will write all that stuff in right away. So we're just into January. Then I've got up to February, I know all their days off. March, all their days off. April, like May, and then June, so I know when their last day of school is. It really keeps organized, so I know when I'm trying to schedule appointments for the kids, I'll know what days they don't have school, and I'll try to make their appointments on the non-school days. So I think, so how many calendars I have? So I've got 3 behind me. I've got these 2 large ones. I've got 2 day planners and the one that sticks in my purse. Plus we've got one that sits in the kitchen. And then I also have 3 or 4 different calendars that I use for my day home stuff as well. Now that one's a little different. On those ones I have a calendar for the kids when they're signed in, and you know, there's the days that the kids are showing up. I also have a big wall calendar. It's bigger than this, but it's one of those giant, might be about this size, but the big desk ones, and I actually keep that one hung up for the whole month. And on that one I'll write every day what the meal is and what crafts we're doing that day. So I said it really helps. It's one way I keep organized, is I write everything down in multiple places. So if I were to ever lose like this little purse one, I've got so many backups. I mean, I would have to lose 10 calendars to get totally lost. Plus on top of that, I write all this stuff down in the calendar on my phone as well. So it's really important to keep calendars, as a great way to stay organized. And then I said, like, if I take this type of a calendar, like here, the week at a glance, this would be the one that I would write down the chores that I do on those days and what meals I plan on making. Now, sometimes the chores, you know, you write out what you want to plan to do for the week. You may not always stick to that. Like I might decide, oh, today I'm going to clean the kitchen, or I say, oh, Tuesday I'll clean the kitchen. Well, Tuesday comes and something happens, and so I don't clean the kitchen. I have to do, you know, something else happens in another room. So let's say there's a spill in the living room, so I end up cleaning the living room instead. So you just kind of switch that around. Or you're going to make supper, and you may have written down that you're going to do like the kids like chicken. So you write down you're going to do some type of a chicken meal, and then that day comes and you realize you didn't buy chicken. So stuff like that, it just kind of keeps you on track of what your plans are, but they can be changed if you slightly alter them. So I'll be showing more into this, how I actually use so many agendas and calendars to keep organized. But like I said, I had a big family, so that was the one thing I really needed, especially when my oldest hit school, because that was just, I never had, like with my kids when they were little, I didn't do bedtimes really. We didn't eat at the same time every day. I didn't wake up the kids at a specific time. You know, we just I'm one of those people who just very relaxed. You know, we'll just, you know, wake up whenever the kids wake up, and we'll make them breakfast. You know, they can play until they say they're hungry. Then we'll do lunch, and then they'll clean up and play again. And then this, you know, it'll be about supper time. And, you know, wasn't really very strict parent with when my kids were very little. So, you know, my ex-husband, we were very young. Like I was 22, 23 when I had my first. By the time I was 24, I had 2 kids, 16 months and a newborn by the time I was 24. So I wasn't very, you know, strict on that. I never, you know, my husband or my ex-husband, the way he worked. And so I said, you know, I spent my 20s pregnant playing video games. So that's what I always tell people I did. I said, you know, my 20s, that's all I did. I had in 6 years, I had 4 kids. So from the ages of 22 till I was 27, I'm trying to think. I was 29 when I had my last one. So between the ages of 22 to 29, that's what I did, was I was just pregnant playing video games. So that's pretty much my whole 20s. Then I spent my 30s and into my 40s raising my kids. But the thing is, having my kids young, I'm going to be less than 50 and all my 4 kids would be, you know, growing up and moved out of the house. So that's one positive thing about having your kids extra young. But having, you know, once my oldest went to school, having a calendar was just something new to me. I had used calendars when I was younger, like in school when I worked and went to class. I did calendars that really helped me stay focused in school. So I knew I always wrote down what assignments were due and just really helped me. And then I kind of, you know, into my 20s, when I was busy with the kids, they weren't in school yet, I kind of relaxed on the calendars. I kind of had a general calendar. You knew what day it was, the kids' appointments for various things. That was, you know, always on a calendar. But having like a daily calendar written down, like my meals written down on a calendar, that was really new to do. And writing down a chore list. Again, that is something that I actually struggle with, the chore one. But I try. But my house is fairly clean. You know, I've got kids, they help clean. You know, as my kids got older, less messes are made. So that's my agenda. So like I said, I'm just looking here. I probably have about 10 calendars that I use every day. I will write stuff in, and as I go on to this throughout this channel, I will do like more about how I do all my daily planning. And of course the budgeting goes into that. That's the next thing. Budgeting, like I said, I've got 2 different ways I budget. One, I've got like my home, and then I have my day home. So the budgeting on both those are a little different. Like I've got like a fixed amount of money for my house, and I have a fixed amount of money for my day home. Now, the day home I deal with between, you know, like on an average day, probably, you know, well, 1 to 6 kids, 6 being the max number of kids that I'm allowed to have in my day home any given day. So what I make for a meal is going to change if I have like 1 or 2 kids versus if I have 5 or 6 kids. So you have to plan, you have to kind of know what kids you've got. So you really need to have that to figure out your meal budgeting. And same with doing crafts and stuff with the day home, you know, figuring out like what age group you've got and crafts and how many kids, because the least number of kids you have, but the older they are, you can do more crafts, or they can do their crafts more independently. So I said I got 2 different ways of doing things, 2 different ways of doing my calendars, 2 different ways that I do my chore list, 2 different ways that I do my meal planning and budgeting. So in this, I will be showing you how I do all that. So this was just a quick introduction to all my calendars, because anybody who's watched my other channel probably sees all these calendars all behind me. I wonder why I have so many, but it really, really helps to keep me organized. So I think that's probably all for this video. Again, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's watching, and I hope you subscribe to my new channel, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.